All right. Hello and welcome to the very last video that I'll be doing this month. Just as well, I hear you cry. Um, we've come to the end of the modes, and we've come to the end of my tenure as guitarist of the month, sort of thing, on the fretboard forum. So we're going to finish up with the modes and what it's all about and how you can use it and that sort of thing. We've got one more mode to show you. It doesn't usually get used that much, I don't think, unless you're writing cinematic themes for disaster movies and stuff like that. It's called the Locrian mode, and it's based on the seventh note of the scale, which, if you're on C, you'd be playing B Locrian. Now, I often use it as a little sort of starting point for the major scale, but a little note lower sort of thing. So you can have that, and yeah, and then resolve back to your C. So it's quite nice for doing a little run, that sort of thing. It's good for doing, as I say, disaster movies, that sort of thing. Right, you get that kind of sound. But the point about it being a one note lower than the major scale brings us to a point that was raised, I think, by Peter some time ago about using the modes. If it wasn't Peter, I do apologize to whoever it was, and they were saying, oh yeah, using the modes to open up the fretboard. And that is an important part of the whole learning of your modes sort of thing, is if you do it in order and you do it up the fretboard, it basically lays out a major scale or a Dorian scale or a Phrygian mode or whatever across the whole fretboard. So taking the key of C as the example again, we had our C major. Okay, then we were going to go to the D Dorian. Well, we can play that like this, so we can go. Or like that. So now, you've opened up from the C major scale there, and then the D Dorian there. So you've got this amount of fretboard that through your positions, okay? And then we can say, right, E Phrygian, well, like that. Or, so, now we're going from there to there, but we could also come down here, couldn't we? And play from the E there. Like that. So, we've got that bit now opened up. And F Lydian. Okay, so now we've opened up from there to there, and we've also got from there up to there, sort of opened up. Ooh, stop me positions. Then we've got G mixed Lydian. So now we're back to where the C was almost. A minor, the Aeolian, B Locrian. Oh, sorry. Learn your modes, young man. I wish I could play me modes. All right, up to there, and then you're back to your C. Right, so doing that means that I can play from there to there, and it's all in, it's one scale or one mode or whatever. If I know my major scale pattern, I also know all the 7 modes as such, because you can just say, right, well, and this was a point that was raised by Barry Cameron, who said, it's clicked. I realize now, say you want to play the Phrygian mode. Well, the Phrygian mode is the 3rd mode of the major scale. So whatever Phrygian mode you want, if you want it in G, just make G the 3rd note of your major scale sort of thing. So where are we going, like blah, 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 that. So E flat major would be the same as the G for Fijian mode. So even if you can't remember all these fingering patterns, which, you know, I do urge you to learn all the patterns if you can up and down the fretboard. Just use C to start with, because it's got no sharps or flats to worry about. You know, it's just C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, etc. Just go through that. There's no sharps or flats. It really helps you learn your fretboard, and, you know, certain patterns. And all the mode patterns have their little licks that are good. You know, so for like the Phrygian one, again, I often use a Phrygian mode fingering for that sort of thing, you know. And the Dorian mode, great for those sorts of things, because you've got that tension there. Right, so do learn them. And I know, you know, lots of guitar players will say, I never used to learn my scale. I didn't have to learn my scales, didn't have to learn any of that. I just played, and, you know, I've been a professional musician for the last 40 years. That's all very true. You don't have to take lessons. You don't have to learn anything. You can still play guitar, and you can still make beautiful music if you haven't got a clue what a sharp or a flat is or anything. All very true. But if you want to jam with other people, or, you know, try and teach somebody else, or you want to go into, you know, playing on a recording session or something like that, or, you know, even if you just want to, like I say, jam with somebody else, and it's sort of like, well, what should we play? And it's like, oh, do you know this song? And it's like, well, no, not really. It helps if you know your keys and your modes and your scales and stuff like that, just even basically, because then you can converse in a language that you both understand, and it makes it much easier, I thought anyways, or I found. So, you know, yes, you don't need any of this, but it can help if you do it. And it certainly helped me in my playing these last whatever, nearly 40 years anyways. So I hope you've enjoyed this series. Again, thanks to Ray for letting me do it, and also thanks to you all for your comments, your very kind comments, and your questions, and your watching. I will publish them up on YouTube so they can be looked at again. I just left them unpublished so that it was exclusive to the Fretboard Blues Facebook page for now. So we'll sign off. I'll put a little track together. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I might do it just in Locrian. But I think what we'll probably do is play through the modes. You know, so we'll play a bit in C, then we'll go to D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished at the end, and we'll try giving you the flavour of the modes. Mal Douglas mentioned saying, "Oh, I don't like mixing the modes up in a song," because he thinks of them as foods, you know, spices and things like that. And that's a great way to look at them. You know, either like flavours or colours or moods or whatever, that sort of thing. So I always think of the major as just your standard, you know, that's happy standard music. The Dorian, lovely sort of jazzy Latin kind of feel, bluesy but with a little jazzy touch that makes you think, hey, all right, you know. Phrygian, Spanish, always Spanish or classical sort of thing. Lydian, that sort of otherworldly kind of sound. Mixolydian, blues rock or Indian. Aeolian is your natural minor scale. Remember, we can harmonize that with your major scale. And then the Locrian, who were scary misses. All right, so hope you've enjoyed these. I'm not sure who it is next month, but I look forward to seeing it and seeing them and learning stuff or listening to stuff and hearing tunes and music that I've never heard before. That would be great. So again, thanks to you all. Take care, and here we go.